All right, hello and welcome to Mystic Visions. This is a tarot card reading, a monthly reading for Virgo for the month of May. So, welcome, my fellow Virgos. Please like and subscribe if you have not already done so, and leave me some comments at the end of the video and let me know what you thought. I always appreciate feedback. So, let's go ahead and get right into your reading. For Virgo, Lovers, and the Hanged Man. Devil, Hermit, King of Cups, Five of Wands, Three of Cups, and the Chariot, the Moon, and the Seven of Swords. Okay, so some very familiar energies here, some big energies. Okay, so first of all, your Lover's card in the reverse for your current situation. It means that you are looking at things in a way where it's not so much that you are making choices. You kind of feel like you're being pushed around. There are things you have to do. And you have got to start recognizing that you're actually making choices. And it's not just that things have to be a certain way. You have to take some responsibility for what you're doing or not doing, right? Gonna be important for you. The Hanged Man that's crossing you represents that you're kind of struggling with just like doing nothing. You're being a little bit too much of a busybody, perhaps, or trying to get too many things done. And you need to take some time in self-reflection and or meditation, and recognize that a lot of times solutions sort of present themselves as you just let things go and let things happen. And on the contrary, if you try to take shortcuts or get too many things done or force situations, it works out a little bit more negatively. And, one of the ways I would kind of, as a Virgo, today I left work a little bit early so I could get some extra things done and ended up getting a flat tire on the way home. So, on the one hand, it's not guaranteed that I wouldn't have got a flat tire if I'd have left on time. But on the other hand, it kind of felt like, oh, well, I got home pretty much exactly at the same time I would have gotten home, and had to pay for a new tire in the process. So I didn't really get anywhere by trying to skip ahead or by trying to force the situation through. And so this, very much rings true for me, of course, as a Virgo. But that's the idea, is sometimes just relax and let things happen in their own time. Let things just occur how they naturally unfold. And that works a little better. Okay, so leaving behind, or what you're moving away from, is this devil in the reverse. So, the devil is a figure who represents your ego and being controlled by your desires and and that type of thing. But in the reverse here, you've kind of rejected that desire. You've tried to move past it. You've tried to. It's kind of funny because it's like if desire is the enemy, then that's a way of saying that you desire not to desire. So it kind of doesn't work, right? So you may have kind of gone the other direction a little bit, and you may find yourself desiring not to desire, which can be just really as bad. You're being just as much of a busybody. You're kind of suffering just as much, and it's not working out quite the way you thought it would. Okay, but what you're moving toward is this Hermit. And the Hermit, this is a place of, you're getting to the point where you're going to get some solitude and some self-reflection and a little bit of introspection and figuring out exactly where you want things to go, how you want things to be. Some opportunity for you to, instead of just wondering about what can I accomplish, it's what do you want to accomplish. So that's good. So, and the way that relates to the devil in your past is you may have just kind of outright rejected this idea of desire, or kind of felt like that's it gives you the heebie-jeebies. You don't want to be caught in desire. You think that's a naughty thing. But what the hermit is going to teach you is that there is a proper and healthy amount of every aspect of life, and that includes desire. You have to have some, right? If you don't ever desire to eat, you'll starve to death, right? So there is an aspect of this that has to be incorporated or integrated into yourself. So look carefully at what you've been rejecting and figure out if maybe there's a healthier way to go about it than just outright rejection. Okay, so your your sorry, drawing a blank on the word, the foundation, or it kind of represents your subconscious or kind of the lesson that the universe is teaching you in this situation. You got the King of Cups, and this is trying to teach you some emotional stability and to be a kind of steady and steadfast individual instead of being just kind of blown around in the wind or weak and pushed around by others. This is to teach you how to maintain a stoic and steady type of a mentality. Now, what's in your conscious mind is the Five of Wands, which represents the sort of political posturing and trying to get one up on others, trying to climb that ladder of success. And a lot of times it involves struggling with other people and feeling like there's a tremendous amount of competition that's going on. So this is heavy on your mind. This is what you've been involved with and thinking about the competition and getting somewhere, or sometimes at the expense of others. So, I think that's kind of all I want to say about that. Whether or not that's suiting to your soul. The Three of Cups is your advice card down here, and this is saying to take care of your friendships. To essentially spend some more time with other people who you love being around, who make you happy. There is a tremendous amount, don't look at other humans just as merely as tools to an end, but learn to enjoy the presence of other humans and to be able to socialize, to have some fun, just in general. And that's going to kind of like loosen you up and make you realize that you don't have to take life quite so seriously as you may have in the past, and you can enjoy things a little more. Your environment is the Chariot, and this is kind of what you see as you look around. It could be your immediate environment, people around you, your work, or your society in general. It represents some accomplishment, but it's not like a final accomplishment. It's like a milestone. It's like this accomplishment gives you abilities to move on to something else, or some ability to achieve something else at another time. So I don't know. Maybe you want to be a gardener or something, right? And you've planted your first plant. you you haven't become the gardener. You haven't become the ultimate manifestation of the thing that you're after, but you've made that first step and you've learned how to do it. And so or a better way to put it, and I try to find new examples because I tend to use the same ones. But the way I really visualize this is you're like a high schooler who doesn't have a car yet, and so you put all of your effort, all your thoughts into trying to earn this car, to get this car, and you're not even really thinking about what you're going to do with the car very much. I mean, only vaguely. Or maybe you think you would be popular or get a girlfriend or something like that. But really, you're just thinking about that car. So the question is, after you get that car, is that the end of the journey, or really it's the beginning, right? What are you going to do with that car? Are you going to get a job, or where are you going to go in that car? It's a means to an end. It's taking you somewhere else. There's a lot of movement, a lot of motion, and a lot of harnessing of sometimes very vivacious forces to get where you want to go. Okay, so your fears card is this moon in the reverse, and this is like this is an odd one. I've been having a couple odd ones in this fears category. So people are worried about some odd things lately. But the moon is about the unknown and it's the source of your subconscious and everything. But I think what it means is that you're afraid of rejecting that aspect of yourself. I think you're afraid of not listening to your intuition and trying to work things out with your mind too much. So you recognize that there's an imperative in following your subconscious a little bit. And I think that's really just kind of keeping you on track at this point. It's not so much a distraction. Sometimes the fears can be a big distraction or like a roadblock. But I think that what's going on with you here is just that's the imperative that's keeping you on this path. And you know you want to be on the path. So it's not such a bad thing. For your overall message or where this is headed in the long run or kind of a summary of what's going on, you have the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords has this energy of like trying to get away with something, trying to sometimes be sneaky, but also it can just be that you feel like you can have your cake and eat it too. You can cheat, you can take shortcuts, or that the rules don't necessarily apply to you the same way they do to other people. And you might think that you're a little bit special, that you can succeed where others have failed or something like that. It may be wise to kind of like look at the advice of others and not think that you can just kind of circumvent it, but to learn from it as it is. And this is just this involves a little bit of humility and openness, and again, just kind of chilling and not feeling like it's absolutely imperative for you to get away with everything. But that's about it. This is, I think, the shortest one I've done so far, probably because of such a clear connection to the Virgos. But please let me know in the comments section what you think and if this felt applicable to you. And I will see you guys next month. And thanks for watching.